So we will proceed to lesson 4, the state and nation in the age of globalization. So we have here uh, the lesson 4. Okay, the concept of globalization is relatively new. Pasabot bago ang concept sa sa globalization. So, it is an event and issue that affects all fields of study from the social sciences to humanities. So, we have here nation and state. When we say nation and state are two different sorry, interrelated concepts, different in sense that ang nation is more siya focus into what? Cultural and identity based terms. Sa pasabot, may say nation, cultural and identity based. Uh, ang ginabasehan nato dira is ang ato ang race, ang color, ang type of people, ang type of language, type of architectures, cultures, beliefs. That's what we call nation. When we say state naman, it mainly refers to political entity bounded by territory headed by a government. Okay, na-distinguish na ninyo ang kalahian sa nation and the state. Ang state focuses only on the it's a political term na ginagamit sa political science or a territory nga headed by a government. When I say nation, it's a more into cultural and identity based. Okay. We have here both nation and state share the fact that they refer to a single group of people despite of difference on how these groups are organized, with one stressing more cultural organization and the other are a political one. However, these concepts complement each other and their combined assumptions of the cultural and political make up for a stronger organization. Okay. Thus, in the creation of concepts, a nation-state, which generally refers to a political unit, is defined territory, government, and constituents that more or less share the same culture and identity. Sa nation and state, ang political organization o ang government are supported by what? Cultural base and based of imagined unity and identity presented by kinsa si Benedict Anderson in his most influential work of nationalism, which is the imagined communities during the 1991. Okay, during the late 19th century and the 20th century, ang creation of nation-states was expressed in Southeast Asia. Ano man, following the decolonization process that started with the loss of Spanish control over the Philippines during 1898. So, kano sa ganito nakalaya sa from the Spanish colonization? Officially, we have here the Independence Day from the Philippines, June 12, 1898. So, 330 years tagisakop sa Spaniards diri sa Philippines. And decolonization was hastened by different political and economic turmoil in both Europe and Asia in the 20th century, such as katong First and the Second World Wars. So, mao to ang start sa globalization, the decolonization sa ubang kanang aspects. The political upheavals ultimately led the configuration of power from Europeans to the two superpowers. We have Union Soviet Socialist Republic or the USSR and the United States of America, which is the USA. So kani sila ang pinakakusgan ato nga time. So sila ang nag-evolve nga duha ka country or state nga kanang brag sige sila away. Ang USSR kanang Russia, ginatawag nato Russia, and USA ang United States of America. So sila ang sige patalbugay. So kato nga time kay paunanay sila og kanang saka tao nga makasaka sa moon and ana good. So, and the consequent loss of more European colonies in Southeast Asia, such as ang Singapore, nakalaya sila sa British, and ang Vietnam pod. Okay, we have here, however, the advent of globalization and the defined cultural, uh, physical boundaries of nation states are now being threatened by a new type of order that some scholars claim to have taken its roots from on various historical processes such as the colonization of the 16th century. Okay. Okay, back here. We have here globalization. When we say globalization, it is the process of interaction and integration of every landscape in the planet. So, to borrow the Arjun's Aparudai's terms, ang iyahang landscapes nag-includes of what? Technoscape, which refers to technology, financescape, economy ang iyang gina-refer, ethnoscape which refers to culture and social life, and of course the ideoscape or commonly that refers to ideas. Okay, we have here globalization, which is the process that is slowly changing things into complex scheme that transcends cultural, political, and social boundaries as a system devoid of spatial restraints and that ultimately challenges the very existence of nation states. Okay, when we say globalization, pasabot niya it's a process nga naga slowly change ang things into complex scheme that nagaagi siya ang nagatranscend siya og cultural, political, and social boundaries. Balima, process, ang globalization is a process, pero maigo niya, pag mag-change siya into complex scheme, maigo niya ning tulo, cultural, political, and social boundaries. Kaya na ay mga changes pag when we say about globalization. Okay. Next. Okay, kana ra di ay ang globalization. So, when we are studying political science, maapektuhan jud dira or matakal nato dira ang globalization because as what we are as what I have discussed to you that political science it depends it's dynamic kasi it's a dynamic subject because it depends upon the history and the globalization. Kaya kung unsa ang trend karon so dapat makiano po siya because makiayon po siya sa panahon. So kato akong example nga dili pwedeng mobalik nato sa panahon nila katong katipunero nga magsige pa sila og kanang tinigbasay. It's because we are now in the 21st century na. So that's the concept of globalization in terms of political science. Okay.